Be me, 29 years old, working as senior marketing coordinator at tech company. Been here for 4 years. Worked my way up from entry. Currently working on major product launch campaign worth millions to company. This is my biggest project yet. Could lead to promotion soon. Company announces they are bringing in summer interns for 3 months. My boss, Claire, tells me I will be mentoring one of them. She says it is a great opportunity to develop my leadership skills. Tell her I am happy to mentor and help train someone. A few days later, Claire introduces me to my intern named Tyler. He is 22 years old, recent college grad with marketing degree. Seems nice and eager to learn, but I notice he is man. Feels slightly annoyed because I was hoping to mentor a woman. Tyler starts on Monday and I'm supposed to show him. He arrives early and seems enthusiastic about learning everything he can. I give him a basic tour of office and introduce him to team. Show him where supplies are and explain company systems and protocols. Spend first few days having him sit in on meetings in shadow. Notice he asks a lot of questions during meetings, which annoys me. Feel like he is trying to show off how much he knows. After one meeting, I pull him aside and tell him to listen. He apologizes and says he was just trying to understand the strategy. Tell him he needs to observe first before contributing his opinions to discussions. He says, okay, and seems a bit deflated by my feedback here. Feel like maybe I was too harsh, but also think men need. My friend and coworker Jasmine asks how the intern is working out. Tell her he is fine, but typical overconfident guy who thinks knows. She asks if he actually said that or if I am assuming. Tell her I can tell by the way he asks questions. She says maybe he is just enthusiastic and wants to learn. Tell her men always think they deserve to be in the room. Say women have to prove themselves, but men just expect respect always. She says that is true, but maybe give him a chance. Decide to give Tyler some basic tasks to work on independently here. Assign him data entry and organizing files, and scheduling meetings for team. He does everything I ask quickly and efficiently, without complaining at all. Actually does better job than I expected for someone so new. Week 2, and Claire asks how Tyler is doing with his training. Tell her he is doing fine on basic tasks, but nothing impressive. She asks if I have given him any real marketing work yet. Tell her I am still assessing his skills before giving him important. She suggests I involve him in my product launch campaign as learning. Tell her I would rather not because this project is too important. She says he does not have to do anything critical, just observe. Reluctantly agree to let him sit in on campaign planning meetings. Tyler seems excited when I tell him he can attend campaign meetings. He thanks me for the opportunity and says he will work hard. Tell him he is just there to observe and take notes. Nothing. He says he understands and is grateful for the chance to learn. First campaign meeting, he takes detailed notes and pays close attention to. After meeting, he asks me thoughtful questions about strategy decisions we made. Notice his questions are actually pretty good and show he was listening. Feel annoyed that I have to admit he is not as clueless? Give him assignment to research competitor campaigns and put together report. Expect him to do mediocre job, but he comes back with comprehensive. His report is actually really well done, with good insights and data. Show it to Jasmine, and she says it is impressive work, for to tell her it is fine, but nothing I could not have done. She says that is not the point. He is learning and contributing. Tell her I still do not trust him with anything too important. She asks why not, and I say because he is intern. And she looks at me funny and says, what does being male have tell her? Men in marketing always get promoted faster, despite doing less. Say, I am not going to hand him opportunities when women fight. She says that seems unfair to punish him for what other men. Tell her it is not punishment. It is just being strategic about. She drops it, but I can tell she thinks I am being. Do not care, because I know how this industry works for women. Have seen too many mediocre men get ahead, while talented women get. Week 3, and Tyler asks if he can help with any deliverables. Tell him I have it under control and he should focus on. He says he finished all the admin work and has free time. Tell him to find something else to do. Then I'm busy. Claire stops by my desk and asks how campaign is progressing here. Tell her it is going well and on track to launch on. She asks if Tyler is being helpful and contributing to the project. Tell her he is doing fine with basic tasks, but nothing major. She says she heard from team members that Tyler did great analysis. Tell her yes, his report was adequate for an intern-level work. She says maybe I should give him more substantial work to do. Tell her I prefer to handle the important parts myself to ensure. She looks concerned and says part of mentoring is delegating and teaching. Tell her I understand, but this campaign is too critical to use. She says she trusts my judgment, but wants to see Tyler getting... Tell her I will think about it and see what I can. Have no intention of giving Tyler any real responsibility on my campaign. This is my project, and my chance to prove myself for promotion. Not going to let some intern take credit for work I have been. Especially not a man who will probably get promoted faster than me. Tyler continues doing whatever tasks I give him, without complaint or pushback. He is always on time, prepared, and willing to help with anything. Never acts entitled or arrogant like I expected him to, based on actually starting to feel a bit guilty for how I have been. Jasmine mentions that Tyler asked her for advice on how to impress. Says he wants to do a good job, but feels like I do. Tell her that is because I do not trust him with my project. She asks why, and I say because he has not earned it. She points out he has done everything I asked and done well. Tell her that is bare minimum, not impressive enough for real responsibility. She says it sounds like I am moving the goalposts on him. Tell her I am just maintaining high standards. That is not the week 4. And Claire calls me into her office for check-in. Asks how things are going with campaign and with mentoring. Tyler tell her campaign is great and Tyler is fine doing his basic. She says she has been hearing different things from other people. Tells me that other team members have noticed Tyler is underutilized and says he has offered to help multiple people with projects. And does tell her, I was not aware he was working with other people. She says because I am not giving him enough to do, apparently. Tell her I have been giving him appropriate work for his level. She says other team members are giving him real marketing work and asks why I am not doing the same with my own intern. Tell her because my project is more important and complex than theirs. She asks if there is a problem between me and Tyler. I tell her no, there is no problem. I am just being cautious. She says being cautious is one thing, but this seems like I tell her I am not excluding him. He sits in meetings, and she says sitting in meetings is not the same as actual hands. Tells me she wants me to give Tyler a real assignment on. Tell her I really do not think that is a good idea. She says it is not a suggestion, it is a directive. From tell her, fine, I will find something for him to do on. She says good, and she wants to check in next week. Leave her office frustrated that I am being forced to include him. Feel like Claire does not understand how important this campaign is. To spend the weekend thinking about what task I can give Tyler. That decide to have him work on social media content calendar for the world. This is important enough to look like real work, but I can plan to give him very specific instructions, so there is no room. Monday morning, I tell Tyler he will be creating social media content. Give him detail brief with exact specifications for what I want. He seems excited for the opportunity and thanks me for trusting him. Tell him I need it by end of week and it needs... He works on it all week and I see him researching and asks me a few clarifying questions, which I answer briefly without much help. By Friday, he presents me with the completed social media calendar for a look through it, and honestly, it is really good. Better than I asked. He followed the brief, but also added creative elements that improve the time. The content ideas are fresh and engaging, and the timing is well served. I feel annoyed that I have to admit he did the excellent job. I tell him it is fine, and I will review it more and show it to Jasmine privately. Then she says it is really impressive. Tell her it is okay, but I probably would have done it. She says different does not mean better, and his version is really. Tell her, I guess I will use it then, since he already present the social media calendar and next campaign meeting with the full. Claire asks who created this, and I say Tyler did. Under my team members compliment how creative and strategic the content plan is overall. Tyler looks happy, but gives me credit for guiding him, which is, after meeting Claire, pulls me aside and says she is impressed with Medical says, clearly he is capable of handling more responsibility than I have been. Claire tells me she wants him to take on bigger role in the campaign. Tell her I do not think that is necessary, since campaign is, she says, there is still execution phase, and he can manage parts. Tell her I was planning to manage execution myself to ensure everything. She says I cannot do everything myself and need to delegate more. Tells me this is part of developing leadership skills. She mentioned before, tell her I understand, but I am not comfortable delegating my campaign. She says he is not just intern, he is proving himself. As he says, if I cannot learn to delegate and mentor effectively, it reflects realize she is basically threatening my promotion and prospects. If I do not, reluctantly, agree to give Tyler more responsibility on campaign execution phase. Now, she says, good, and wants me to identify specific deliverables for him. Leave the meeting frustrated and feeling like my project is being taken. Spend rest of day trying to figure out what I can decide to give Tyler. The email marketing portion of the campaign, too. This is important, but I can oversee it closely and fix anything. Present this plan to Claire, and she approves, saying that sounds like, tell Tyler about his new responsibility, and he is genuinely excited, and he immediately starts planning the email campaign and asks for my input. Give him some high-level guidance, but mostly let him figure it out. He creates email templates and writes copy and plans the sending schedule, asks me to review everything before finalizing. And I look through his. His emails are actually really well written, and the design is clean. The messaging aligns perfectly with overall campaign strategy and brand voice here. Feel frustrated that he keeps doing good work because it makes me tell him it needs some tweaks and give him mostly minor feedback. He makes all the changes I suggested, and the final emails are, Claire asks to see the email campaign before it launches next week. Show her everything, and she is extremely impressed with the quality, and asks if I created this, and I say no, Tyler did most. She says this is excellent work, and exactly what she wanted to. Tells me she is going to use this as example of great. Feels sick knowing Tyler is going to get recognition for work on, but also cannot deny that he earned it, with the quality of week before campaign launch, and everything is coming together well overall here. Tyler has been handling email marketing flawlessly, and exceeding all my expectations, honestly. Other team members keep commenting on how helpful and talented he is. Starting to feel insecure about my own role since he is doing. Claire calls another meeting and drops a bombshell that changes everything for me. Says she has been so impressed with Tyler's work that she wants. Tells me she is assigning him to lead the entire campaign execution. I will move to advisory role while he manages day-to-day. Tell her that is my project and I have been working on. She says I will still get credit, but this is good leadership. Says learning to hand off work and trust team members is essential. Realize she is basically taking my project and giving it to Tyler. Tell her I am not comfortable with this decision at all, and she says decision is final and she expects me to support Tyler. Says my reaction right now is concerning and suggests I have ownership. Tell her of course I have ownership. I created this entire campaign. She says many people contributed, including Tyler, who has proven himself capable. Tells me if I cannot handle this transition professionally, it will be. Realize I am being backed into a corner and have no choice but agree to the new arrangement, but feel absolutely devastated by this turn. Tyler is told about the new arrangement, and he actually looks uncomfortable. He pulls me aside privately and says he does not want to tell him it is fine. Claire made the decision, and we have, he says, he knows this is my work, and he just wants... Tell him, just do a good job and do not screw up. He promises he will work hard and keep me involved in all. But I know how this works. Once he is in charge, this is exactly what I was afraid of happening. From the very campaign launches the following week, and it is a massive success. For all, metrics exceed projections, and client is extremely happy with the results. Tyler managed the execution perfectly, and everything went smoothly without any issues. Company meeting celebrates the campaign success, and Tyler is praised publicly. By Claire specifically mentions Tyler stepping up and leading execution as an intern, says his work demonstrates the kind of talent and initiative company values. Barely mentions me at all, except to say, I did good job. Sit there feeling humiliated while everyone congratulates Tyler on his success. After meeting several colleagues, come up and ask if I am okay. Tell them I am fine, even though I feel like I just Jasmine. Pulls me aside and says she is sorry. This happened the other one. Tell her I knew from the beginning that Tyler would end up. She says that is not fair. He actually did do most of her only because I was forced to give him my project. She says I was forced because I refused to mentor him properly. Tell her I did mentor him. I just did not want to. She says there is difference between mentoring and controlling everything yourself. And tell her I was protecting my project from being taken by she says, but he did not take it. He earned it by... Tell her he only got the opportunity because he forced me to. She says maybe, but he proved himself once given the chance to. Tell her that is easy when someone hands you a campaign strategy. She says he did execution, which is just as important as strategy. Realize we are not going to agree on this, and drop the Tyler tries to give me credit in conversations, but people brush it. They see him as the one who made it successful with his. I am just the bitter mentor who could not handle intern outshining. My reputation is damaged, and I look petty for not being happy. Week after launch, Claire calls me in for performance review meeting discussion. She tells me the campaign was successful, but she has concerns about my close. Says my inability to delegate and mentor effectively held back both me. Says if I want to be considered for promotion, I need to tell her. I did mentor Tyler. He took everything I taught him. She says that is exactly the problem. I taught him bare minimum. Says my resistance forced her to intervene and reassign project responsibilities to no. Says that kind of behavior is not what company looks for in funding. I tell her I was trying to protect the quality of an important campaign. She says by refusing to trust anyone else, which is opposite of my credit, tells me I am being passed over for promotion this cycle. I do feel my heart sink as I realize I lost the promotion. I ask her if Tyler is getting promoted, and she says he is. Says based on his performance during internship, company wants to hire him. He will start as marketing coordinator. Same level I am currently at. Feel sick knowing the intern I refused to train is now my. Leave her office and go straight to bathroom to cry in private. Feel like I sabotaged myself by refusing to mentor Tyler properly from, but also feel like I was right that men take opportunities from. This whole situation just proves that even when we do the work... Jasmine finds me later and asks if I am okay after meeting. Tell her I did not get promoted, and Tyler is being hired. She says she is sorry, but also says she is not surprised. Tell her, what do you mean? And she says, my behavior toward Litter says everyone on team noticed I was icing him out and refusing. Says they all saw him doing great work despite me not supporting. Tell her I was not icing him out. I was maintaining standards. She says it looked like I was threatened by him and trying. Tell her I was not threatened. I was being practical about my, and she says by hurting his. That is not how good leaders operate. Says, good leaders lift others up and create opportunities, not hoard them. Realize she is right, and I did treat Tyler unfairly, because of months pass and Tyler is now working full-time on Teams. He is friendly and professional with me, but I can tell things. I avoided training him properly, and now he succeeded despite me not. Claire assigns him to lead next major campaign, and I am just... Watch him confidently lead meetings and delegate tasks to team, effectively here. He gives people real responsibility and trusts them, which team appreciates. I realize he is doing all the things I should have done with my own behavior, cost me the promotion and the respect of my church. Think about how I convinced myself I was protecting women by excluding. But really, I was just protecting myself from perceived threat to my. I assumed he would take credit and get promoted faster, just because. And my assumption became self-fulfilling prophecy because of how I treated him. Year later, and Tyler is thriving, while I am still stuck in. He gets promoted to senior coordinator position I was supposed to get. My career has stalled because of how I handled the mentorship situation. Everyone remembers me as the person who refused to train the intern. Claire eventually moves me to different projects, away from Tyler's work entirely. Says she thinks it is better if we are not working together. She realizes I have been essentially sidelined because of my poor leadership behavior. My reputation in the company is damaged, and people do not trust me. See Tyler leading meetings and mentoring new interns who join the team. He is doing exactly what I should have done with him back. He gives them real work and trusts them, and they all thrive. Wonder what my career would look like if I had just trained. Sometimes, refusing to train someone because of their gender backfires completely on. Sometimes protecting your work means missing opportunity to develop real leadership skills. Sometimes assuming the worst about people creates the exact outcome you feared. And sometimes, coworker who refuses to mentor gets wrecked when they prove anyway.